everyone and welcome back to my channel. I think I'm going to work in my napkin journal again today. Fancy that. And I've pulled out this napkin here. Don't really know what we're going to do with it, but we will find out. First of all, I need to split it because I haven't done that already. I know there's lots of ways of doing this. I generally tend to just rip a bit and then pull the layers apart. There we go. Now I think there's 2 layers on this one, which I'll pop there. Pretty certain this is the only one yet. So I'm thinking maybe we could try something like that, maybe add to it up here or put it down there a bit and add some more flowers. I don't know. Not sure, but I think I'm not going to use these floaty ones. I think I'll just use those. And I've been waiting a week to try this, but I didn't have access to a Pritt stick because my water's a bit murky, beware. I'm pretty certain my daughter borrowed it and it didn't come back. It's probably in the black hole that is her bedroom. I've asked, but she doesn't remember doing it, so I've been and bought a very expensive Pritt stick from Hobbycraft, but I did get my £2.50 off, so I guess I can't really grumble. Well, I could. Right, here we go. Now, because I'm going to aim, she says, maybe to do watercolours and things, I'm thinking that I will Pritt stick this in like that, and then I should be able to use maybe I should do my background and then put this over the top. Maybe that is a better idea after all that. And I've got some other flowers and things that we can put on top. I think I will do that. So let's grab some watercolour. We may get interrupted with a phone call because I'm waiting for a washing machine to be delivered. Right, let's have a look at these colours. We've obviously got some dark blues, some pinks, some yellowies, and a bit of maybe violety, but not very intense colours, she says. I might just put some blobs down. So let's see what we've got going on here. I've got a bit of a yellowy colour here. And we won't want much of the yellow, I don't think, because there's hardly any on it. And I'm not really doing anything, maybe just some hints of things. And that's really all it's going to be, hints of flowers. A hint of pink. Not 100% sure what colour that's going to be. Let's have a look. Just kind of a pink, and it should dry. It should dry lighter than it appears on here. I'm not really looking at the napkin. I'm just sort of. I've got some blue here as well. These are all things that I tend to leave on my just on my palette. Just putting a little bit in there. a very thin brush somewhere. I'll look for it and see if I can make some long stems. Right, let's have a different blue. Right, and I really am not thinking about this. I'm just making some sort of roughly flower shapes, and if they overlap each other, then they do. And a bit of that. There's quite a lot of the dark blue. Oops, she says, dipping a brush into a completely different colour. And I want sort of some murky brown. That should be easy to reproduce. And if I take some of the brown and a little bit of that dark blue that I was just using, that should give us a smaller brush. Now I've got a green and I'm using some of that dark blue as well. Don't ask what I'm doing, don't know. Something like that. Just kind of want a background. I don't really want it to be anything that we say, oh look, she's done some blobs and they don't look like anything. It doesn't really matter what they look like. Let's just have some sort of, let's have some green. And I will, I don't know if I'll use a paintbrush. Let's have a look. Right, I've never used this brush, so I have no idea how we'll get on with it. I don't even know how to get into it. Is there not a thing? Doesn't look like it. There we go. I bought it for this idea though. Look, it's got quite a long, thin stem. So let's make a greeny, a very loose sort of greeny, bluey. Let's have a bit of that in it. See what we can do with that. Looks like it's already losing a bristle. Maybe it's supposed to look like that. Right, let's see if we can. Oh, it's quite narrow. I'm just trying to give the hint of stems and things. Might need a slightly thicker brush for some of these, but let's just go with it. And like some of these can have slightly thicker stems. I might have the odd leaf. Like I said, it's not really supposed to look like anything, just give us the hint of a few flowery things. I'm hoping that the napkin will cover the majority of it anyway. Right, let's have a look up here. This looks a bit grey. White, I think I could do with making it a bit grey or something. Let's see what we could do. Just going to have a go at, I'll take that blue again, I think, and then just put lots and lots of water in it. How dark is that? Still quite dark. Just don't really want too much white space. So I'm just going to fill it with a bit of something that isn't quite anything. And then I might just put some darker bits in it to add a bit of interest. See how it dries. Well, I'm going to leave that to dry now. Right, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I've got some bits that I'm going to watercolour, I think. But on here, I'm just trying to pick something off my mat. This napkin, there was a lot of white space, and because I'm going to put it on top of what I've done, I've just literally gone around it with my paintbrush, wet it, and just torn off any of the bits, the extra bits that I don't want. So it's just the design. I'm going to let that dry over here somewhere. And I have got some Tim Holtz flowers. I've got too many, I cut loads. I'm going to get some out and decide what I want to use. I've also got the bits which were left behind, which I thought might work as stencils or something. We may need to do a little bit of stenciling as well, so I might hang on to those for the time being. Let's have a look and see, what have we got? We don't want too many things or too many different things. I'm definitely going to keep that, I think, those. Maybe 2 of those. The only problem with these, I've stored them and they've all got caught up with each other. This is going to lose its head if I'm not careful. There we go, there's 2 of those. Do I want a third one? I don't know. I'll line it up and have a look in a minute. That I like the lavender, and that looks a bit like a cornflowery thing. I don't know if I want the others, that's all. I don't want all of them. I don't think I want those ones. I may change my mind though, so I'm just going to put them, oopsie, should have just dropped one on the floor, who knows. Let's have a quick look. So bearing in mind we might have like other stuff going on, what of these might we require? I don't want to overdo it, and I don't want to use up too many of them either. It's a little bit twisted, but that could work in my favour because I could bend it a different way. So I don't want to do 3 and 3, that looks a bit, or 2 and 1, that will irritate me as well. Maybe I need a different one. Maybe, don't go overboard, Steph. Maybe we don't need many at all. Maybe 3 is sufficient. Or a couple of lavenders and those. I think that will probably do it. She says reaching for some of the others that she discarded. What about you? Do we think we like you? Just going to overcrowd it, I think. Don't want to overcrowd it. I want to keep it simple. So I'm just going to stick to those for now. I'm finding it hard just to stick to something. I feel like I need to do an extra one. I am going to do an extra one. Right, let me put my flowers back so I don't lose them or damage them. And then we'll have, yeah, I'm doing one more of those ones. So I've got 2 of these. And I am just going to put some colour on them while I've got my watercolours out. What colour should we make those? I do rather like them being blue. Yeah. She says making a green. I think that's quite what I had in mind. Yeah, that's sort of a, I want quite a bright blue, and I want quite a bit of paint down the bottom end at least. And these are just on ordinary card, nothing fancy. Let's have some green on there. There we go. Not enough pigment, but I don't think that's what the problem was. Want them to blend together there. That'll do, I think. I might go over it with a darker green in a minute. Let's just, oops, that's got a bit of a weak neck now. Let's pop her up there out the way. And I'm going to do a similar, but I might mix it up a bit. A hint of pink, and in fact I could do, I really fancy a hint of pink on there. That was the other one. I'm just putting, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, it's hard to show you. I'm just blobbing some on. It won't look as good as this one, but it doesn't matter, and they don't have to be identical. And just want that to, there we go. These are quite delicate now because obviously they're wet. Just going to try and lift it, or at least move it out the way. Right, this one has still got some of its bits in its holes. Come on out. There we go, and one more. Out you come. There. Right, I'm not going to worry about that on there because I think I'm going to sort of make it a kind of a browny, greeny. I don't really know what colour it is going to be. Oops, it's gone a bit dark. Put more brown in it. It's got a bit of a sad head as well, but it'll be alright. I'll stick it down carefully. It's got a weak joint now because I think obviously the paper's not watercolour paper. I didn't really think about what I was going to do when I started cutting them out. I just figured if I cut them all out in one colour, it would be A, less fiddly than doing lots of different colours, and I could always change the colour of them, which is what I'm doing. I like that with the brown and blue. Right, let's move that one out of the way if we can. Up there. Now I think I'd better clean this a little bit because it's a bit dingy, and for what I want for the next ones I don't want dingy. So these I think are like lavender. So we'll have a kind of a green and a kind of a purple we could do with. I'm going to put a little bit of that blue in both just to tie it all together. Okay. Shall we do the stems first? They are quite fiddly. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing, but it's not rocket science. Same with this one. And obviously these have got to dry before I use them. Actually, I could I've done 3 of these. I don't know whether I will use them all. We will see. Right, these are quite wet. I'm going to leave these to dry now. Right, things are dry. Now I've waited all week to do this because I figured I didn't want to use matte medium like I did before because I couldn't watercolour over the top. And now I've decided to watercolour first and then put my napkin on. I can use my matte medium again. I should just carried on. But it's one of those things you don't know. I thought I was going to put my napkin down first, so I thought I'd need my Pritt stick, but there you go. Things change. Right, do you know what? I think I might use some of these. I don't know what this will be like, but I might just use some very subtle colours, she says. What have we got? Tumbled glass, speckled egg. That could do. Pumice or something. What's that? No. Yeah, I'm just going to have a little play through my stencils that I've created. I don't know whether or not this will work or whether or not it will ruin it. But if you don't have a go, you won't ever know, will you? So I am just going to give the hint of a flowery thing, I think. I'm not actually going to do it terribly well. Yes. So something like that, just to, and of course this bit hasn't got all the detail anyway, because that's the bit that I've used. So I'm just, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And that colour. Have I got another dewberry? I have. Let's have a little of that. Yes, that will do. That's the kind of thing I'm after. Something like that. Oh, I know I do have this milled lavender. Where might that be seen? Sort of there. That's quite subtle. I don't want to move the stencil, but I'm running out of fingers. Yeah, something like that. I don't really want it to look like anything. I just want there to be the hint of things. Like that. Quite liking that. I'm going to get myself in a pickle here, I think. Try and keep everybody's sponges with their correct thing. Right, I might do a few of these in cracked pistachio. A bit worried that it might be a bit dark. Oh, it's not at all. Needn't have worried. Perhaps we'll have a bit of this as well. I mean, it is only a thin card stencil, and it's not even a stencil, it's just what was left from my die cuts. I don't want any more of the orangey pinky. Do we want pinky? We could have a bit of pinky, couldn't we? Have I got anything pinky? Not really. Don't have many sort of light colours. Oh, this is just a distress ink in Tattered Rose. Let's see where we... Don't think it will do much. It's never done a huge amount on paper before. You can see it just about. I don't want to go like full picked raspberry or something and ruin the page. Well, I could ruin the page easily without, don't worry. What I think that will do, it's got a hint of things going on in the background. I think I might just I might do one more up here. Oh, goodness me. Like that. Let's try. Yes, I like that. Right, stop with that. Let me tidy these things away. Oh, what did I do? I used my pink sponge with my green ink. That was very careless. Never mind. I do have more. I thought I'd picked up that sponge with it already on, that tool with it already on. But I was wrong. Okay, speckled egg, where do you go? Down there. There we go, everybody's back in their home. Right, that's better. So now I'm going to pop this on top of here. Oops. Like, I don't know, something like that. So it's probably covered up most of what I've put on there anyway. That's the plan. Let's see how we go with that. Maybe oodles, or not enough. I'm thinking oodles, and I'm also thinking it's going to come out the sides. And I can't think of anything I've got. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to take a little bit off because I know I should probably need some to go under edges and things like that. Right. Carefully does it. I think I want, yeah, something like that. Look at that. That's almost like it was made to match there. Don't think there's any matte medium under this bit, so I will sort that in a minute. Just trying to get down as much without wrinkle as I can. Not that I mind the odd wrinkle. And I'll just squeeze a little bit under there. Under there. Very gently doing this. Oops, sorry. I need to get some shorter paintbrushes. Right. She says doing it again. Let's come up a little bit while I'm using a paintbrush. Quite happy with that, but I'm just going to put a little bit more on top. Gently. Right. Well, look, making a mess of that bit, so we will repair it with something. That doesn't look great. It's from over here. Let me cut this off carefully because I want to use it. will cut the other bits off in just a second, but where did I rip it? Oh, literally just where that ends. Okie doke. Well, let's see what we can do if we put that like that. Maybe it won't be too noticeable. I mean, we know it's there. Would anybody else know? Right, let's cut this edge off here. And I'm going to trim the bottom as well, if I can. Out the way. We'll just hang on to it in case I need to repair it. Right, not looking terrible. Let's let that, oops, that's torn a little bit there, but don't think it will matter. Let's see if we've got anything of that kind of colour. No, it's the purpley bit. That's perhaps the best fit. It doesn't go there, but it doesn't matter. I'll just pop that over there. Right. Let's get those loose edges. Right, I think I really need to leave that to dry, stop fiddling with it, because I think I'm making it worse. That edge. Okay, I'm going to just put something under there so it doesn't dry stuck, and then I will leave that until it's dry, and then we'll put the other bits on. Oops. Okay, not sure where we got to, because I've had a new washing machine delivered. Well, new as in, well, it is new. I had a new one delivered on Monday and it didn't work, so they've come and collected it today, and we've got another new one. So fingers crossed this will work. I've got a couple of marker pens, a blue, a navy blue and a dark green, and just because these stems are quite noticeable, I just tried out the blue one there. I thought I would just add in some lines so that it kind of flows a bit more. I don't know. Just join them in a bit. I don't really know what I'm doing. It just feels like the odd thing needs something like that. I think that will do. That's just melded it a bit better, I think. Right, now we've got the things that we watercoloured. Now they've gone back to being fairly stiff again now, and they're okay. One did lose its head, so I've got its leaves here and its little head here, unfortunately. So they don't stand out great, which is fine. I just kind of want them there as a bit of texture. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with them. I'm just laying them out to see really what we could do with them. These would preferably be different heights like that, and maybe, do we want that as well? to tie it in. Right, let's get some glue. Here comes the fiddly bit. Luckily I've got a glue that allows you to be fiddly. And this is just PVA in here. Oops. Try and put some on all the fronds, but you know, there's only so much you can do. Just put that on there, I think, like that. We could do with something. There's a bit of plastic there. I guess we could use that to push it down. That would do. Right. Let's put the head on first, shall we? Yes. Yes, that was just a bit weak. Too much water on the paper, I think. It's not going to hurt for this project, but these little die cuts are quite flimsy. Let's have it like that. And I'll just glue each of these on. I don't know, I might go around the outside with something, I haven't decided yet. Okay, let's just line up that head. Something like that. Which side is the gluey side? Hard to tell. Don't know. This side is the gluey side, right. Let's just perhaps we'll put that one in like that, so we don't need to go all the way down on the stem here, which is good. Gives me something to hold on to. I'm loving these glue dispenser things. I've always had trouble with glue, and it sticks in the nozzle and all of that malarkey, but I've managed to find some which I'm quite happy with, and they've got a needle in their end. When you push it down, it goes inside and it doesn't clog up, which is good, obviously. And I've even got some Yoo-hoo in there and it's doing fine. Okay, now do I want that like that, or do I want those maybe like that, and then maybe that like that? I think I do, but I will put that one on first. Alright, this is going to be fiddly to glue. Excuse me while I concentrate. Ah. Okay. I can't remember if I said I was going to use all that stem or not, so I better put some glue on it. Okay, it's a little bit flimsy. I need to be careful that I don't rip it. How far could we go up, and how far do we want to go up? I think something like that. And then we have these two beauties. I'm going to have a taller one. She says something maybe like that, and a smaller one like that. I'll do that one first. I can't see if I've got glue on these things. I feel like it's going on, but I can't see it. Come here. Right, I don't think we needed to go all the way down to the bottom with this one. That will do. Right, let's have a... I think that's the glue side upwards, so let's just help them stick. I hope it's the glue side. Oh, it's difficult to tell. Trim their little ends off. Quite happy with that, you know. Considering it started out as a humble napkin. Not looking too bad. Now, do I want to add anything else? I think I might just frame it. I really ought to wait for this to dry, but I'm going to go in there anyway and do it. And I think I'm going to go in with navy blue chipped sapphire. Hopefully this won't be a fail. I thought about using gelatos, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to very carefully just go around the bottom edge. Obviously it would be better if I had some patience and waited for my flowers to stick on. Just a little bit around there and around the edge there. Oh, I've done the bottom, just do that very corner bit. Yeah, I quite like that. Does it need any words? Well, I could put some words on if I could think of something, but I actually quite like it as it is. Just something different, you know. They're all different. That's what I like, to try something different. But I think I might call that a day. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. And I'll be back, I'm sure, with more. I've got oodles and oodles of napkins. So while I'm enjoying them, I'll come back and do some more with them, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay safe and well, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye for now.